Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Jungle. My name is Hamilton Winters. I'm a strategist with Liger Partners. Welcome to all of our viewers on Facebook Live. We're so glad you're here. Today, we're so excited to be joined by our friend, Kwame Johnson, from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta. Kwame, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Now, the way I like to start these is to just get you to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got affiliated with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta.
Yes. So again, thanks for having me on the show. Hello to all the viewers. I'm the president and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters. Relatively new in this role. I've been in place about 2 years now. March will make my 2-year anniversary. And it's been great. I've been a fan of Big Brothers Big Sisters my whole career. It's really about relationships and changing young people's lives through one-to-one relationships. So great to be here. You know, love the work that we're doing across the city to really help young people go to the next level. I've been in nonprofit youth development my whole career. I call myself a social entrepreneur, and I've been just trying to do my best to make the cities that I've lived in better, in particular working with young people.
Absolutely. So how long have you been in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta 5 years.
Okay.
Before that, I was in D.C. for about 13, 14 years, doing similar work with different organizations, primarily focused on marginalized populations, youth that are having challenges, and primarily focused on keeping kids in school has been my sole focus through the different nonprofits that I've worked for.
That's awesome. I guess what's always interesting to me is to figure out how people get related into the fields that they're in. What would you say that ties back from your either upbringing, childhood, or professional career that you could say, you know, that was the impetus behind me making the decision to get into this social entrepreneurship or into this philanthropic type of organizations?
Yeah, you know, I guess it depends how much time you have. You got about a half a day for me to sort of break into all of that. But there are a few pieces that sort of got me into this work, and it really boils down to people. And I'll start with my parents. So my mother was a nurse by trade, but also into politics and an educator, all about service. She served on the local school board in Syracuse, New York, where I'm from. Actually was the first woman and also first African-American woman to be the president of the school board.
Wow.
So she was very much about creating change in the community and uplifting Syracuse, New York, which a lot of people don't know has the highest concentration of poverty for minorities in the country.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Syracuse is number 1, Detroit is number 2 by population size, and Syracuse also has the most snow. So most poverty for minorities and the most snow is not the best mix for a city.
Not at
but
all.
My mother was truly dedicated to trying to make Syracuse the best place it could be. My father, educator, health teacher for 30 plus years, recently retired. And they're now both living in Virginia, where I was before I came here outside of D.C. So those two the work that they did in Syracuse and growing up in that kind of community inspired me to get back and try to make a difference in helping particular young people. My father had a track club. He was a track runner in high school and went to college on a track scholarship. So he actually purchased one of the small, vans or buses that, you could transport kids to school typically with, but he purchased one and he would use that to take kids all around the city and the state to compete in different track meets. And so just things like that really made a big difference for me. Yeah.
Leading by example.
Yes.
So fortunate to have parents like yours and mine that lead by example and can teach their kids how to follow in that legacy.
Yes.
What we're seeing with a lot of our clients is that 2020 is a big year for them.
Yes.
I'm sure that that's no different in Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Tell us about what you're excited about coming up this year in 2020 for your organization.
Yeah, so it's our 60-year anniversary, which is pretty cool.
That's huge.
We've been here a long time in Atlanta doing great work. So we're celebrating that all year long. We're kicking off the year with National Mentoring Month. So this month, January, is actually National Mentoring Month. So we have a lot of activations around the city.
Absolutely.
Just really talking about mentorship and how it's important, not just here in Atlanta, but across the country. So National Mentoring Month was a great way for us to kick off our 60-year anniversary. We're going to be doing some stuff with the Hawks, having some of our kids go to that game on MLK Day, which is coming up on Monday. We have a big Real Men Mentor panel we're going to have at the Gathering Spot on the 28th of this month, where we're going to be bringing men together in particular to talk about mentoring and
That's awesome.
how it's important for us to all step in and lean into that. So yeah, we're looking at relocating our headquarters into a community that's closer to the kids we serve and doing those kind of things this year. So it's a really big year for us, and we launched our rebrand last year, and that was really taken off in 20.
Yeah.
So we're continuing to push that, and our new logo and all our new colors and
Yeah, it looks
website
fantastic.
and everything. So it's this is Big Brothers Big Sisters 2.0 or 3.0, and really just trying to take things to the next level.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I was looking through the pamphlet that you brought, which was
Yeah.
really great marketing material.
Thank you.
In the numbers,
Yes.
talk to us a little bit about some of the statistics, if you will, just behind why Atlanta is such a great city for an organization like Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I mean, Big Brothers and Big Sisters to be able to make a huge impact.
Yes. So, a lot of people don't know that Atlanta, and I'll talk about some of the bad numbers and then some of the good numbers. If you're born in poverty in Atlanta, you only have a 5% chance to make it out.
Wow.
And that's one of the lowest upward mobility numbers in the country. Atlanta has that number. There are about 500,000 kids in Atlanta Metro that live in low child well-being neighborhoods, communities that don't have a lot of infrastructure, don't have the best schools, high poverty. The United Way developed the Child Trends Index, which has a lot of data on kids and just in general the metro area. And there are about 500,000 kids that are in those communities of the 1.3 million kids in Atlanta. So there's some challenges that Atlanta faces. A lot of people know about the school system challenges. And the good thing is there's organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters that have great results that we show kids can actually make it out of these situations and go to the next level. 95% of our kids are graduating and going to the next grade level. 97% avoiding the criminal justice system.
Yep.
So those type of results are very promising to me, and there's other organizations doing the same type of thing, working together, working with schools, working in communities to just really help change some of these numbers, because there's no reason why Atlanta, of all cities, all the opportunities, has a 5% chance for kids to make it out of poverty. So we're trying to fix that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I hear some stories all the time. I have some friends that grew up in Atlanta, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
From
Definitely.
somebody that isn't from Atlanta, it seems
Yeah.
like I'm in the majority.
Yeah.
When it comes to, are you from Atlanta? Absolutely not.
No, definitely. Yeah.
To find somebody that's from here is like finding a unicorn. It's amazing. But hearing some folks' stories about how they grew up in one part of town and now they're in another, and hearing that 5% is absolutely incredible. It's very difficult to dig yourself out of a hole.
Yes.
Right. It's much easier to have a helping hand to where somebody can pull you out from level ground and say, hey, I'm here for you. If someone wants to take the next step and become a big brother or a big sister, what is involved in that? What are the applicable steps that they can take in order to be a part of your organization?
Yeah, no, thank you for asking that. And, one of our new taglines is defending potential.
That's awesome.
And what we believe is that kids, anybody, everyone has potential. Unfortunately, in some of the communities we're working in, that potential is not being realized and is not being defended. So these kids already have it, right?
Yep.
And it's how can you come in and help them reach their full potential? And I think mentorship is one of the easiest ways, one of the best ways to do that. Most people, if you ask them how they got to where they are, they will talk about different people along the way. They may have not considered them mentors, but these are people who help them, guide them through different situations they go through in life. So what we're doing is mentoring 1,600 kids roughly across the metro Atlanta, and we have about 300 kids on a waiting list. So we always outreach to people and say, hey, we need more big brothers, we need more big sisters, got a lot of kids waiting. And what I say is if you want to do it, you have to wrap your head around committing to a year commitment. Can you commit to be in a young person's life for at least a year? Because we know if you come in and leave within that period of time, you can actually do more damage. So that's the first requirement.
Wow.
If you want to be a big brother or a big sister, is to commit to a year. And then we ask you to spend 8 hours minimum of your month with this young person. I'm a big brother to a young man named Anthony, and I spend time with him. I incorporate him into my life. I'm not trying to be his father, just being a guide. We talk, we, talk about different things he's struggling with, and I just provide resources and access to information and that kind of thing. And we just hang out. So that's what we ask. It's something that anybody can do, whether you're a CEO like me or just someone who has a family already, or someone who's been thinking about giving back and getting involved. And you can make this one of your New Year's resolutions, is to lean in to help somebody else. Because none of us got to where we are without somebody else helping us.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Tell us just 1-2 stories about some really cool things that you've seen since you moved to Atlanta and started working with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Just, is there anything off the top of your head that you were like, you know what, if I got to share a couple of stories with folks that would really move them, what would that be?
So one would be Jamal, and he was in our program and has graduated. And the reason he sticks to mind to me, because we have hundreds of kids who graduated and are now in college and doing different things in the military or working. And when I was new on the job, his mom reached out to me and told me about his graduation party. And I thought that was pretty unique and cool. And she requested that someone from the organization come to his graduation party. And I went, and she was surprised that I showed up. And I said, thanks for reaching out. And I came, and I learned that he, grew up in a single parent family home. A single mother raised him in Stone Mountain, and he graduated and got a scholarship to Brown University and graduated, and now is a buyer for Macy's up in New York.
That's awesome.
And just living his dreams and making it happen. He spoke at our Legacy Gala we had a year or so ago, and his story just sticks out because there's so many young men, in particular boys, who are going through tough situations in Atlanta. And his story shows me over and over again that this can work, that there's hope, that there's possibilities for young people to go to the next level. So that's particularly one story that's really near and dear to me.
Yeah. That's awesome. There's so many potential success stories out there.
Yes.
Right? And we get the opportunity each day to either help someone continue to write it or to be potentially a factor of why it gets left unwritten.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I think that you are a living embodiment of that. And so is your team. Talk to us a little bit about your team and how you put that together from an executive standpoint, and kind of what you look for in people when they want to work with Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Yeah, so the first thing I look for is passion. You have to have that to work in this space, in the youth development nonprofit space in general. You're not making millions of dollars. You're solving some of the world's toughest challenges, wicked problems, I call them. And it's not easy to do that and get up and do that every day, in particular in a city like Atlanta, when you have so many daunting statistics and just the history of Atlanta and structural racism and just some of the challenges some of these neighborhoods continue to face in Atlanta, particularly on the south side of town. So I first look for people to have passion. Your background could be, I've went to school, Ivy League, and now I'm wanting to give back. Or it could be like me, who was in jail at 17 and changed my life and now want to help young people. So we have a range of people who work for us. But what's core to that is their passion, and that's what I look for. So I'm blessed to work alongside 50 people who are doing this work every day. A team of us this afternoon will actually be going down to Fulton County Juvenile Court to launch a new partnership we just developed to support kids who've already touched the system and at risk of really getting in trouble into some serious situations. So we're going to be going down there, and this was a group of staff to say, you know what, we want to take on this challenge, because we were doing a lot of great work, but we had not ever really leaned into that side of work and going actually to juvenile court to work with kids who have already been involved in the system. And we had a working group of about 10 staff who raised their hand, who said they want to take that challenge on and figure out how we can do it. So those are the type of people I work with, and I enjoy going to work every day.
That's awesome. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's never too late, and you're never too far away to turn it around. Just that experience that you shared with us from 17 to now, and the development that you've made in your own personal life, I'm sure that wasn't on your own, that had some mentoring involved, that it's a cycle, right?
Yeah.
It's good begets good begets good.
Yeah.
And you're part of that, which is fantastic.
Yes. No, definitely. You need people like me with my story who've actually experienced the challenge to solve it. And I'm just blessed and been, great to be in this type of role, to be able to, provide my own experience and try to change some of these challenges we face as a city and also as a country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the kids themselves and the kind of energy and enthusiasm that I'm sure they bring with them.
Yeah.
Give us a little insight into that.
Man, we work with a range of different kids, and we work with kids from the age of 8 all the way to 18. So any day is different. We just had a STEAM activity at our organization this past weekend where we had kids coming and building things with cardboard boxes. So we had kids just full in the building, just having fun, doing things they may not have ever done, just getting exposure to STEM. So there's so many type of kids. We have kids of all races, all age groups, different challenges they're facing, different parts of town. But they all, again, it goes back to that defending potential, have the potential to be whatever they want to be. Mm-hmm. And they all have that hope that, I want to achieve this. Yep. And it's powerful when you can sit back and look at a relationship, a mentoring relationship, where you have a young person and an adult, two different ages, could be totally different backgrounds, be totally different sort of life experiences, but they're coming together to help each other. Yep. And what I hear very often is that our bigs actually get more out of it than they put in. Yep. So it's a life-changing experience on both sides. Yep. And I think that's pretty powerful. It's just unique.
It is.
And I think what's cool about it is that anybody can do it, and it's not just big brothers, big sisters. Mm-hmm. Mentoring can be done through anybody can be a mentor. Yep. Anybody can get involved in this. And what we're trying to do is not only get more bigs to sign up to be a part of what we're doing, but to make mentorship a part of what Atlanta does. When I came to Atlanta from the north, you heard about Southern hospitality, mm-hmm. and you it's like this thing, this myth. Yeah. But you realize it's real when you get to Atlanta, mm-hmm. And it's like when you get off the plane in Miami, it's like the humidity just hits you in the face. You just know it's real and it's different. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was very unique about Atlanta. So what I'm trying to do as a nonprofit leader, make mentorship a part of Atlanta, no different culture. Than Southern hospitality is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. The mentor becomes the mentee. Mm-hmm. In many scenarios, which is awesome. And we're a marketing firm, right? So naturally, what marketing materials, what marketing tactics have you found that work the best, and kind of how do you get the word out there?
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot on digital and social media, and it's been very helpful because we cover all 12 counties. It's a very big, Atlanta's a big piece of land, and we have kids and bigs all around. And what we've learned is that we have to do targeted marketing in the different communities we work in. So if we want to find bigs in College Park and match them with kids in College Park, we got to go there. We got to reach out to them. And we got to do direct marketing. So we've shifted to do a lot more of that. Marketing has been huge for us, and doing things on social and Instagram. Doing interviews like this where we get the word out. Because a lot of people, if you're over 40. You probably know about Big Brothers Big Sisters. You grew up with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We had commercials, all that stuff back in the 80s and 90s. That fell off a little bit. So if you're a millennial like me, you may not know what Big Brothers Big Sisters is. You may confuse us with Boys and Girls Club, another great organization. But you don't know exactly what we do. So we figured that out about 7 years ago. And we said, we got to change that. And we spent a lot of time with the rebrand and the marketing to make sure the millennials, which makes up a big population of Atlanta, know about us, and marketing is how we've done that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, as we wrap it up, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to share? Any way that we can get the viewers to contact you if they watch this podcast and they're like, all right, I'm sold. Let me do it. I'm signing up for Big Brothers and Big Sisters this afternoon. Yes. How can they get in touch with you, continue the conversation, or sign up to be a Big Brother or Big Sister?
Yeah, so if they're on Facebook now, go over to our Facebook page, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Metro Atlanta. There's a tab to become a Big. It says Be a Big. You can click it, get started, get signed up, and start to go through our process. If you want to get involved in other ways, go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. We'll keep you in the loop on different things we're doing. We're a nonprofit. We always accept what I call C notes. So you can go to our website and make a donation. We're really pushing for recurring small donations right now, which helps us throughout the year. But yeah, just get involved. Spread the word. Everyone on here knows somebody else that if this is not the right fit for you right now because you've got some stuff going on in your life, tell somebody else. Bring us into your company. We can do a lunch and learn. Talk to 20, 30, 40 of your associates about it. So it's really about getting the word out and getting more folks involved in what we're doing.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We truly appreciate it. Everybody on Facebook, like this, comment, share it with your friends. If it's not for you, maybe it is for someone else. Thank you again to Kwame Johnson from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta. We've had a wonderful time this morning with you. As always, thank you again. Hamilton Winners strategist with Liger Partners signing off. Thanks for meeting us in the jungle. Till next time.